If these things were used in the past by opposition, by people who were not happy with the direction of the government, why can't this current government that is headed by people who were in the opposition in the past not allow for peaceful protest and ensure that the protests are managed by providing security, by telling the police to provide security? Security not to scuttle the protests, not to stop the protests, but to protect those who are protesting, and to protect even ordinary citizens who are not part of the protest, who are just going about by their normal activities, and to ensure that these elements they talked about, people who are people who they said they belong to proscribed groups and all of that, that you don't want these people to hijack the protest. The police can be there to ensure that doesn't take place. you know so why not manage the protest properly? Why not dialogue with leaders of those protesting? Why not? The FCTA workers have been protesting, demanding for certain things from the FCTA authorities. Why not why not give marching orders to the minister of the FCT to negotiate with the workers who are protesting? Why not tell the minister of the FCT to dialogue with these workers? Why not tell the minister of FCT to work with elected officials of the FCT, the elected officials, senators, House of Rep members from the FCT, especially the senator of the FCT, Senator Kingibe, who have complained that the minister fails to meet with her, fails to, people, her constituents, who come to her with complaints, and she tries to relate things to the minister shuns her. Why not mandate the minister to meet with elected representatives who could intercede on behalf of these protesting workers? Why not mandate the minister to meet with these protesting workers? The National Assembly, why not talk to the National Assembly to intercede effectively between the minister and the striking workers? Why not do things to ensure that the demands of these people are addressed, and not just saying that no, you can't protest. No, you want to protest? No, you can't protest. No, you can't do. No, you don't do. You can't do this. If you don't allow people who feel the people that have done contracts that their monies have not been paid, people who have worked as workers with the FCTA, and salaries, allowances, things that are meant for them have not been paid. If these people feel so aggrieved and they decide that they want to protest, an avenue to let out their frustration and all that, why not allow that to happen, while trying to ensure that there is dialogue between the leadership of National Assembly, the leadership of the FCTA, and the presidency, dialogue with these workers, and try to address the issues that these workers have. Trying to stop the protests by all means, the same way they try to stop the protests of the end bad governance protests in August 2024. If you try to do that, a lot of resources is wasted, resources that should have been deployed into addressing the demands of those who are protesting, are now used to you give things to elected officials to intercede. You are not giving resources to those who are on strike or those who are protesting. You are giving it to other elected officials or to other leaders or other rulers, so that they can now go and intercede with the people not to protest. So how the thing is really somehow, because at the end of the day, those resources you've given to these people to intercede will end up just in the pockets of the people whom you've sent to intercede, and it will not go into addressing the problems that these people have, you know. So the key thing I've noticed is that there is this, you know, this morbid fear of protest. You don't want protests. Any protest that is any planned protest. No, 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 you don't want protests. And the same way that the NLC leader, Joe Ajero, went to Imo State some time back to protest something, and he was picked up by some security agents, and whether vigilante group beat him up or something like that, you know. And this is somebody who went to the state to protest against certain policies of the state government. So using high-handedness to stop the protest, using all tactics and, you know, innuendos and all that, coming to say that, oh, don't protest. If you protest, it's going to be infiltrated by people who hijack it and stuff like that. The protest that when the ruling party has organized people to, if let's say something is coming up, they organize people to say, oh, if they want to protest against the government, they organize other people to counter protest it. So those protests that is organized by people that are sponsored by the government or the ruling party, why are those protests not being hijacked? Why do they seem to allow protests in favor of the government? People coming to say, oh, the government is doing well. Why do they allow them to protest without any hindrance? But the moment people say, oh, we want to come out to express our displeasure against some of the policies and some of the decisions and some of the things that the government is not doing well, you now say, no, you can't do this. No, it's really bad. And the government, the Tinubu administration has gone into overdrive into saying that these protests don't happen, you know. And at the end of the day, a lot of resources are wasted.